Hi everyone, welcome to another live pet art session. My name's Nina Camplin and I'm holding this one on behalf of the VC Gallery in place of their Wednesday workshops. Now, this is another one in the series of Sign of the Times, and today we're looking at our next holidays. So we're looking at the end of lockdown being on its way. So I know Pembrokeshire, where most people who attend the VC Gallery are living, will probably, if they go on holiday, they'll probably go somewhere else. But personally, I think a lot of people will be going to Pembrokeshire for their next holiday. So I've decided to do a Pembrokeshire coast scene today. And I'm looking at, this is a sunset that I took at Freshwater West. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to paint this one today. I've started off with a fresh canvas and I've put a lemon yellow base down. And I've given myself a guide for the horizon line. I don't know if you can actually see that, it's only in pencil, but it's just a guide anyway. And I'm going to start off by putting in the sky. I'll just show you what colours I've got on my palette today. I have got a lot of cerulean blue and white. They're going to be the main colours that I'm using. I've got cadmium yellow, cadmium red, yellow ochre and some raw umber. Okay, so I'm going to start off by putting in the sky. And I'm going to use a lot of white and I'm just going to put a little bit of the cerulean blue in it. I don't want it to be too overpowering, I want it to be quite pale. So I'm going to start by putting that in at the top. And as I come lower, I'm going to start using more white without the blue in it. And I'm going to just start introducing the yellow as I get nearer to the horizon line. And then I'm blending this into the white. And then I'm going to just start putting some of the cadmium red in, just a tiny bit of the cadmium red mixed in with the yellow, so I get a kind of an orangey colour. I'm going back to the yellow and just blend these together a bit. And then the white again. I want it to be a lot whiter in the middle. I've got a nice kind of sunset going on there. Just going to blend these a bit more. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do kind of a reflection of the sky in this is going to be the water area here. So I'm going to try and bring in some of the sunset colours. So that's the red and the yellow. And now I want to take it into the white and the blue. So I'm going to go into the white first. And then the blue. Again, quite pale. And then I'm going to clean my brush so I can blend this. Okay, and while this is still wet, I'm going to start putting in the clouds in the sky. And for that I'm using, this is an old bit of sponge. This was taken off a car sponge, you know, one of the ones you wash your cars with. And I'm going to use the cerulean blue first of all. And if I show you the reference picture again, you can see that all the clouds kind of come out dynamically from the middle. It's almost, it gives you a sense of perspective because it leads you into the distance. I'm using the sponge with the white and the cerulean. I'm coming from this corner. I'm finding them a little bit too blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the raw umber just to neutralise the blue a bit. And then knock it back with the white. from here. And then on this side I've got some very dark clouds, so I'm going to use more of the raw umber. And I knocked the ones in the middle back a bit, so I've just washed my sponge, and I'm going to really just water on this now. Just trying to fade them out so they look a bit more distant. So the next thing I'm going to do is put the distant land in. I'm going to use raw umber for this. Mix it with a little bit of the cerulean blue, and then I'm going to knock it back again with the white. I'm going to start it about here. Oops, I'll drip there. I'll just make it a bit darker on this side. Start bringing it down. Got a land mass. Kind of comes round. I want to get the beach in, so the beach I'm going to use the ochre, and because it's quite dark I'm going to knock it back a bit with the raw umber. And I'm going to lighten it a bit over this side, add a little bit of white to the mix. And then the sand starts to spill out into the sea here. We've got like sand dunes forming in the water. Just going back to the sponge now. And then I've got a dark patch. This part of land starts to spill onto the beach just here. I'll bring that round. On this bit here, I'm going to try and do some spattering effect to represent the shingle. So what I'm doing is I've got the brush quite wet, and I'm going to use the edge of the palette to just flick it on. And that's just the white that I flicked on there. And then what we've got coming through here is some grasses. So I'm going to use first of all I'm going to put a raw umber base on here, so it's really dark. I've got just an indication of a path going through here. I'm going to use the raw umber again with a bit of the cadmium yellow and some white. And it's just coming through from about here. And to give a sense of perspective, it gets wider at the front. Just going to put a little bit of a highlight at the top of the path so you can see where it goes around the corner. And then the next thing I want to do is just put some of the grasses in. And back to the big brush again. This brush is quite old and it's got a lot of paint caked into the base of the ferrules. So I'm using that because I can get quite a nice grass effect. Starting again with the raw umber. And then I want to get some highlighted ones in front. So I've cleaned the brush. I'm using the cadmium yellow and a little bit of the cerulean blue. Now that looks a bit too bright for me, so I'm going to put a little bit of raw umber in it. So this is my very rough painting of Freshwater West, and love to see where you're intending to go on your holidays, so please do paint us a picture and do load them up to the VC Gallery page, and we look forward to seeing them. And I'll be back again next week. Bye!